I'm your Welcome 23. You're joining me for Elementalists, Book 2, Chapter 10, Moving Forward. It's been a month since the last chapter. You and Atlas sit in your dorm room discussing the battle with Cain and the riddle he left you. The source of your life is where it's been willed. The first answer lies where the first blood was spilled. Cain may be super powerful, but he's also really confusing. The riddle doesn't make any sense. Did you honestly expect it to? It's not like anything Cain says makes sense. Before the fight broke out, he showed me an illusion in the Sunhat classroom. Maybe the riddle is supposed to point us there. After all, it's one of the only places we know that's connected to our mom. Alice tenses at the mention of your mother. He looks at the ground, avoiding your gaze. You really think this riddle is going to lead us to her? Well, what else could be the source of your life be? The riddles... the only lead we have. I know Alma said she doesn't know where our mom went, but Cain might. This riddle could be the answer. I don't trust him. Why would he want us to help us find our mom in the first place? Well, I don't know, but if there's even a chance this could help us, I want to take it. But I understand if you don't want to follow me, especially after I hurt you with blood magic. I hurt you, and no matter how much I wish it, I could take it back, I can. It's fine. Make a big deal out of it. We have more important stuff to think about. It's not fine. The anger I felt when I hurt you, it felt good. I wanted to be angry. I didn't try to hold back. After I hurt you, I was terrified. For you and for myself. I don't know how I can ever make it up to you. You don't have to. I already had forgiven you. You weren't the only one at fault. Anyway, I egged you on. I glanced at a sign, stares at the ground, frowning. I was angry Mom wasn't there for us last year. I was angry it was our job to find her. And I was angry you seemed to care more about her than me. That's not true at all. You're my brother, Atlas. Of course I care about you. I know. That's why I came to help. If I hadn't pushed you away, you wouldn't have gone to Cain's party. I put you in danger because of my own issues. I felt like I couldn't face you, but... Alice's voice breaks for a moment, and he takes a long, shaky breath. After a while, I just wanted my brother back. You never lost me, so can we promise never to treat each other like that again? Done deal. Alice takes a deep breath and looks at you, his gaze steely and determined. Alright, I'm with you. Let's find Mom, together, and we can all put Cain away for good. I can't wait to meet her. Did you know she knew Desmond Penderghast? I'm starting to wonder if there's anything our mom hasn't done. Well, I can't help but wonder, what will Mom think of us? If she knew people like Desmond Penderghast, she must have pretty high standards. Atlas's shoulders slump and his face falls slightly. I'm actually a little nervous at the thought of meeting her. I don't know if I live up to her expectations. Atlas... she'll be proud of us. We took down Rafe together, and you spent months looking after me, keeping me safe. What more can Mom want from her kids? You're right. I can't wait to tell her, hear her tell about Dad, and what she studied in school, why she decided to stay on Earth, and we can tell her all about our own adventures too. Now that's all left is figuring out where she is. But even with Cain's riddle, I have no idea where to start. Why don't we start at Rafe's lab? You're the last person who saw her before she disappeared. And how exactly are we going to get there? You should know me well enough by now that I have ways of getting off campus when I need to. Come on. You follow Atlas out of the dorm and back to Rafe's lab. It's just that easy. You step into what's left of Rafe's lab, your footsteps crunching on the broken glass and rubble strewn across the floor. Tim appears out of the ether and sniffs the air before pulling a face. I know, buddy. This place is full of bad memories. We won't be here long. Take a look around the dilapidated room, recalling your battle, and hit at the end of the last year. We really did a number on this place. What exactly are we supposed to be looking for here? I doubt we find Mom's address lying around. There's a chance our parents would have come here when they faced down Rafe. We might be able to find a trace of her. You and Alice start to search the wreckage. After a few minutes, he calls out to you from beside one of the toppled bookshelves. Hey, Ezekiel, come check this out. You won't believe what I found. Sure. Show me what you have. A gun? Red vial, blue vial. This was part of a series of top-secret experiments I studied while honing my moon magic. When blood magic got banned, all these weapons were destroyed. Looks like Rafe must have stolen one. What's it do? Something horrible, I guess. It fires a combination of blood and moon magic that makes you hallucinate your worst nightmares. You also experience psychological effects too, paralysis, panic, profuse sweating, the works. Alice fiddles with the weapon, twisting it to look at the side. It's weird. Why is this gear bent that way? Suddenly, the gun goes off in Alice's hand. The dial on the side spins wildly as a blast of blue light comes soaring out of the barrel. The light ricochets off the wall, bouncing around the lab, and then comes straight to you. Suddenly, you're standing alone in the destroyed lab. The light starting to fade. A figure steps out of the shadows. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Alice, how'd you get over there? And why do you look like that? I'm the one asking the questions. Answer me. What are you talking about? It's me, your brother. I don't have a brother. I won't be fooled by your lies. Magic glows in Atlas's hand as he rushes forward to attack you. Defend yourself. Alice, don't! Magic swells out of your hands, building until you can no longer control it. A massive wave of refractionary energy slams on Atlas, burning the flesh from his bones. No! He collapses on the floor, writhing in pain as his body melts away until he stops moving entirely. His lifeless eyes still watch you. No, this can't be happening, it can't. You stare at Atlas's charred corpse and drop to your knees. And then it suddenly disappears. Lights returning to normal. Alice at your side, his hand on your shoulder. Ezekiel. There was a gear that messed up and caused the gun to go off, but I fixed it. Alice, you're alive. I saw you were... Never mind, I'm fine, I think, but you weren't kidding about how horrible that was. What's the thing even called? The nightmare machine? The horrible atrocity? Rife's super evil gun of ultimate evil? Who knows, but I think I'll call it Mind Killer. I mean, I don't really care. Sounds better than when I say it. Whatever, but we should take it with us. This kind of weapon could even stop Kane in his tracks. It would be nice to have a secret weapon in our back pocket, and I bet not even Kane would be able to escape his worst nightmares. Take Mind Killer to defend yourself and incapacitate your enemies in future battles. If Rafe wanted Mind Killer, it can't be used for good. We should leave it here. The world's better off without it. I guess you're right. It's dangerous. Across the lab, you hear the sound of rocks clattering on the floor. Tim snarls in the direction of the pillar behind you. Someone's here. Not for long. You and Atlas fire bolts of magic at the source of the noise, and magic explodes into a nearby pillar with a crash. Don't hurt me! Oh. One of Rafe's lackeys. One of Rafe's lackeys emerges from behind the pillar, holding her hands up in surrender. Her uniform is disheveled and stained. Why are you still here? What are you doing here? Tell us now or I'll blast you into pieces. A wave of magic sparks off of Alice, and your own magic flares up in reaction. Alice, calm down. Look at her. She's terrified. She isn't here to hurt us. Motion towards the cowering lackey. Alice freezes, taking a deep breath. He lets it out as Magick is calmed. He addresses the lackey. Fine. I'll give you one chance to explain yourself. Why are you here? I needed to make sure Rafe hadn't returned. There are rumors that he's immortal. That there's a part of him that can't die. I came here to find that part and destroy it. I don't want Rafe coming back. He'd kill me if that happened. You and Alice share a discomfited look. We saw Rafe die. I destroyed his essence. If that's the piece you're talking about, it's gone now. Thank goodness. In that case, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. It's the least I can do after Rafe made me attack you last year. Don't make any sudden moves, or else you're gonna have to answer to this guy. What can you tell us about the girl named Gemma that Rafe kidnapped? Do you know where she is? I know he took her to one of his safe houses, but I don't know which one. I'm sorry. That information was above my pay grade. His safe houses are protected by wards, though dangerous ones. You'll need powerful magic to disable them, and they negate locator spells. Ah, that's what we figured. Now tell us, what happened to the other lackeys? Rafe wanted fractionary energy? We know he wanted to use it to become attuned to all the elements, but what was his bigger goal? I don't know for sure, but Rafe said he was gonna work with someone very powerful to restore blood magic to its former glory. He never told us who this person was, but he said the refractionary energy would cause him to reappear. The lackey gulps, sweat running down her face. Her eyes dart nervously from side to side. Wait, hold on. Restore blood magic to... What? Wouldn't that be with the Alma? Interesting. That's all I know, I swear. Please, let me go. If Rafe isn't actually back, I don't want to spend another minute here. Alice nods at the lackey, curtly. Get lost. The lackey lets out a sigh of relief and scrambles out of the room, the echoes of her footsteps receding into the distance. As you watch her leave, you spot a torn piece of paper buried beneath some rocks. You pull it out and look it over. Hey, Alice, listen to this. Experiment 283. Under the failure. No matter how I try, it appears impossible to restore the form of a dead creature once the body has been lost, even if their essence remains. When I fuse essences together, I can give them a weak, shadowy body, but there is no means to return them to their original physical form. Their spirit is inside, but that isn't enough. The most singular essence is good for allowing one to speak with the spirit of the person inside the essence. They are like an echo holding the memories of what once was and ultimately harmless. Yet the fact I can create bodies at all, even for the corrupted essences, indicates that it is possible. Perhaps, if I simply had more power, I could return the dead to life or create life itself. Rafe wanted zombies. No. Rafe couldn't get any creepier, but no. He was trying to bring people back from the dead. Just then a soft voice whispers in your ear. Dark and cruel. Well. Didn't expect to see you again. Have you come looking for answers? I promise I can deliver them. It's Rafe's voice. Tim looks around nervously and then disappears into the ether. As you and Atlas follow the sound of the voice, you find a glowing red crystal buried beneath the rubble. This is Rafe's essence. That's impossible. I destroyed that last year. And when I destroy something, it stays destroyed. Maybe the lackey was right about Rafe being immortal. It looks like it put itself back together. And show you exactly what happened in your mother's final moments. Channel your magic into my essence, and the knowledge is yours. This is a big deal, Ezekiel. We can ask him what happened to our mom. We can't pass up this opportunity. Use race essence to bring back a spirit and learn more about your mother before ending him once and for all. I've had enough of Rafe to last a lifetime, not to mention that he'd probably just lie to us. Toss the essence back into the rubble and channel your magic into it until it shatters into a million pieces. Well, now let's get the hell out of here. We've learned enough for today. But now let's leave Rafe's lab and head back to the campus. A week later, you find yourself in spellwork class with Shri and Zeph. You lay your head on the table with a sigh. I don't think I've gotten a good night's sleep since Atlas and I went to Rafe's lab, and I won't get out of my dreams. I found some fetal turn oil that's been keeping away the serene and sublime spreadsheet nightmares. I'm happy to share. I still can't believe you went back to the lab, Ezekiel. I would die happy if I never thought about that place again. All his lackey told us was that Rafe had many safe houses, but we still don't know where any of them are or which one his gem is in. So England steps into the room, number of sentries marching after him and taking positions at the front. Good morning, class. Today we'll be practicing the air metal slicing spell on some assistants, our helpful sentries. But, Professor, wouldn't that hurt them? Not to worry, Mr. Hernandez. Penderghast sentries are charmed to regenerate rapidly, so they'll be perfectly fine. Now, to begin, you'll need to shape the air into a blade, like a shuriken, and then use a metal to sharpen it. After that, you'll just have to direct your magic right into the sentry. Mr. England closes his eyes and pinches his fingers together. There's a strange rippling in the sound and a whistle, then a large gash appears across one of the sentry's metal arm. Wow, the spell could definitely cut Kane down in size. Ba-dum-shh! Follow the rest of your classmates to the front of the classroom to step up in front of one of the sentries. Now let's get a breeze going. As you channel, a gust of wind swirls around you, rushing through your hair. Shape into a blade. Put your fingers together and slice them through the space in front of you, forming a thin layer of pressurized air in the shape of a shuriken, barely visible between your fingers. While everyone else is scooping off, I studied the blade. Now I just add the metal. I have to sharpen it. You hold the shuriken in one hand and run your finger along its edges, watching as they begin to gleam. Touch it again and pricks your finger. Well, it's sharp enough for me. Excellent work, Mr. Winchester. Now you just have to direct it at one of the sentries. Turn towards the sentry in the front of you as you focus your magic on the shuriken in your hand. Chop off the sentry's head. It'll hold it to the sentry's chest. Pull the sentry off its feet. Chop the sentry's head off. Heads up! You fling the shuriken through the air right at the sentry's neck, and it cuts straight through the armor. Damage overload in need of immediate repairs. Helmet drops to the ground, and your classmates stare. Jeez, Ezekiel, talk about overkill. No such thing, my dear Zephyr. As I always say, the bolder the better. Sentry bends over and picks up its helmet, replacing it on its head. You can now use the slicing spell. Cool. You spend the rest of the class practicing the slicing spell alongside your classmates. Should I really need to practice after I just cut off its head? Really? I think I should just go sit down and study other crap. As you leave the spell to work with Zeph and Shreya, you spot Beckett rushing across the campus. He's dressed in a suit and looking panicked, a garment bag clutched in his arms. Whoa, Beckett, you look seriously freaked out. And why are you all dressed up? Ezekiel, I need to speak with you alone. It's an emergency. Oh no, did Kane kidnap Griffin? Protect the school? Is he watching us right now? Not that kind of emergency. It's a private matter. Please tell me you didn't get an A- on a paper. Come on, Zeph. As fun as teasing Beckett is, I can hear this afternoon sun calling my name, and someone has to fan me while I sunbathe. Drea, how about a kiss before you go? Are you going to miss me that badly? How sweet. I just like having a little something to remember you by, though I doubt I could forget you. Then I suppose that's a request I can honor. He leans in, kisses you, cupping your face, and both of her hands, she deepens the kiss. As she pulls away, she draws your lower lip between her teeth, nipping at it playfully. Tease. You know you love it. Maybe. Trins after disappear across the quad, you fall into step beside Beckett as you head towards your dorm. Beckett fidgets beside you, straightening the lapels on his jacket and adjusting the sleeves repeatedly. Okay, I can't watch this anymore. What's the matter? Katrina wanted to take me out to a dinner together. What's wrong with that? She's your sister. You've eaten together before, right? This is a dinner after my disastrous presentation in her class. She told me I could bring a friend and I can't possibly face her alone. Please say you'll come with me. I assure you the food will be superb. Don't worry, I'll come, and not just for the good food, although that's definitely a plus. Wait, you will? Clears his throat and looks away. I mean, excellent. Then all we have to do is make sure you're prepared. For dinner? I know how to eat, Beckett. Prepared outfit-wise. And Beckett, go to your common room, where he hands you the bag he was holding. I hoped you would accompany me, so I took the liberty of picking an outfit for you that would fit the occasion. You went shopping for me? You really are spoiling me. She's taking us Le Corps. It's the most expensive restaurant in Penn Square. My parents rented the whole place out for a graduation party. All the patrons will be dressed accordingly, and if we want to make a good impression, we must follow suit. Literally. Okay, it's a fancy place with fancy clothes, or people in fancy clothes, I got it. Wear the posh outfit to impress Katrina and show off your sophisticated side. Professor Vasquez, is that you? A sophisticated coat and scarf combo for special occasions. Oh, no, I'm gonna go with no, that's a corduroy color. After taking a look in the mirror, you change back into your clothes and return to Beckett. Was it not to your taste? You're gonna go correct. Why am I not wearing a suit? Not really. Besides, Katrina knows me. Like getting dressed up would be a big deal. Now ready to go, you and Beckett use the door in your room to travel to Penn Square to meet up with Katrina. When you arrive at the restaurant, Beckett gives you his name and you're escorted to a table in the back where Katrina is already seated. She stands as you approach, smiling. Beckett, Ezekiel, I'm so happy you could both come. It would have been rude to refuse such an amicable invitation. Katrina rolls her eyes and pulls Beckett in for a hug. You all take a seat at the table just as the waiter arrives and sets down a glass of colorful fizzy liquid in front of you. There's so many bubbles. It's pretty. It's the galaxy shot from ATV. I took the liberty of ordering drinks. The Icarus Punch here is to die for. Don't ever say that. You take a sip of the punch, which fizzes over your tongue. You lift out of your seat, hovering just above it. I'm floating. Drop gently back down into your chair, and you set your drink down. Katrina laughs. Be sure to take it slow. We don't want to lose you on the ceiling. Now, what shall we get to eat? I've heard the Veldekrin soup is delicious, but the seared sorafin tuna also sounds good. Beckett clears his throat. I prefer if we get down straight to what this dinner is about. You're so dramatic, Beckett. I just wanted to have dinner with my brother and one of his friends. Or are you too busy for that bean? Katrina, don't you dare. Bean? Is that your nickname for him? It's precious. It's what I called Beckett when he was still a baby. When he was swaddled in a blanket, he looked like a belladonna bean. I bet you've got a ton of good stories about little old Beckett. Oh, where do I even begin? The skiing incident is always good, or his first day at preschool, or how much he loved Mr. Goobers. I must insist that we halt this conversation right now. Tell me about Mr. Goobers. Beckett's cheeks go a deep shade of red and he buries his face in his hand. I can't believe this. When Beckett was a toddler, our aunt gave him a stuffed Arulu for his birthday. He named him Mr. Goobers and took him everywhere. Every fancy dinner party, every family event, even every time he took a bath, they were inseparable. Okay, but where did you even come up with that name? It sounds like what you'd call a turkey. I would have named him Godfrey after my grandfather, but apparently I struggled to pronounce the D's when I was 3. And that totally explains why you took him everywhere with you. It's common knowledge that having a familiar makes casting magic easier. Mr. Goober's was merely as close as I could get. If you're done embarrassing me... Waiter appears, interrupting Beckett as he sits on a tray of meats and cheeses. I also order a caricature board. I know you college kids never turn down food. So many options. I see bacon. Grab a piece of cheese and pop it in your mouth. The savory flavor washes over your tongue, and suddenly you can taste every detail. This affinage has produced a piquant, acidic taste, and the texture is close and admirable cheese. What did I just say? You must have gotten a piece of expert cheddar. It temporarily gives you the palate of a cheese connoisseur. Let me get back to the point, Katrina. Why did you invite us to dinner? If this is about my presentation... Your presentation? Why would I have invited you over that? To discuss how disaster it was, of course. I think what Beckett's trying to say is that he was worried he was going to get some kind of lecture. Beck, I know I'm your professor, but I'm also your sister. If this was about your presentation, we'd have met at school. Then this was an elaborate plan to corner me into talking about my failures? I'll admit I may have had some ulterior motives. Since I started this job, we haven't really gotten a chance to talk. I wanted you to bring a friend to dinner so I could be sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who will support you. I can vouch for Ezekiel's character. You'll have to forgive me, but I want to hear it from Ezekiel himself. What does it exactly want to hear? Katrina fixes you with a hard stare. What do you think of my brother, Ezekiel? Tell me honestly. Beckett is... If this would have been book 1, I would have said pain in my ass. However, figuring what Bell Beckett's done in the whole 9 years, I'm gonna go with a good friend. I'm lucky to call him such a knowledgeable guy, my friend. Not to mention that he saved my life more than once. Give yourself some credit as well. You've gotten me to do a number of activities I never thought or would have considered in the past. I promise, Katrina, you don't have to worry. I'm looking out for him. Katrina smiles and lets out a soft sigh. That's a relief. He always had trouble making friends at school. I feared college would be the same way. But I'm glad he has someone he can rely on to get him out of the shell. Now, why don't we eat? I'm starving. Your dinner continues enjoyably, full of delicious food and fun conversation. As you step outside after dinner, Katrina bids you good night, and you and Beckett stroll through Penn Square. See, that wasn't nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be. She was just being a concerned sister. Baby stories aside, dinner was perfectly pleasant. It reminded me of how much I enjoy Katrina's company when we're on the same page. But I was completely prepared to defend myself. I spent ages planning on what to say and practicing magic to demonstrate. Well, how about you show me instead? Then you'll be prepared if Professor Harrigan rears her head and wants answers. But in exchange, I want some stories about you and Katrina as kids. You're insufferable, but I have been wanting to visit the Fountain of Serenity, and it's just a short walk away. Perhaps we both could take a stroll with Beckett to find out more about his childhood and see the magic he's been practicing lately. No, I'd rather head back. I'm tired. I'm way too stuffed, Editor. You're gonna have to make me roll back to campus. That'd be ridiculous. Just because your stomach is full doesn't mean you've gotten any rounder. You laugh, and you and Beckett head back to campus. Hold a figure of speech, Beckett. Have a sense of humor. Later that night, you and your friends gather in the common room to discuss the clue Kane left you. We figured out that the source of life obviously refers to our mom. Other than that, suddenly Shreya burst into the room, beaming. How can you all look so glum? I just scored an exclusive invitation to the Penderghast reunion gala hosted by my parents. We don't have time for a party, Shreya. We need to focus on solving this riddle. That has to take priority. Oh, very well. We can tackle the puzzle first. I wonder what Kane means by your mom being where it's been willed. Is she trapped somewhere? This is hopeless. The first answer part implies that this is just the beginning of the puzzle, and we can't even figure that out. How about where the first blood was spilled? I wonder if he's talking about a fight, or perhaps some kind of rebirth. Blood is the key here. It could be a reference to blood magic, but Penderghast buried that knowledge when it was banned. So we need someone who was around when blood magic was banned and has an extensive knowledge of Penderghast history? That would be the headmaster, wouldn't it? Waith was the dean of Penderghast before blood magic was banned. If anyone would know the answer to the riddle, it's bound to be him. Though I don't know when he'll be on campus again. Perhaps we have time for a party after all, as I happen to know that he's on the guest list for the gala. Well, then the gala's where we'll get the answers we need, and one step closer to finding your mom. So that's a month. That's a month of Pixelberry's work. I guess. I still feel like they are the writers of Naruto Shippuden, and they don't know how to end it. Or in this case, I don't think they know how to deal with, like, here are the quote-unquote elemental lords. Who and what and how would you beat them if they are so hugely strong? They give all the attuned all their magic for, you know, fire, blood, shadow, yada yada yada. So my point is how do you exactly beat one, or how do you exactly even be on par for one when the immortals themselves, it all took all of them to banish Cain? So that's my point. It kind of feels like we're in the same parallel situation with Bloodbound. The difference is they've at least weakened Gaius versus, you know, Cain is all powerful, all knowing, and he's the air guy. So I don't know. That being said, I hope y'all did enjoy. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you'd like to support me and my content, please do so. If you do enjoy my content, hey, today is my birthday, especially if you want to just get me a coffee or something, hey, it'd be appreciated. I wouldn't turn it down, you know? I've been doing this for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years here in 2 months. Since August, when Choices first did their thingy. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my content and building this community up to where it is now. And, you know, hopefully we can continue building our community and continue, you know, getting it as big as we can. I work extremely hard. I've went out of my way to increase the quality of audio and the whole 9 yards, and even working to where people can watch, you know, content either vertically or horizontally to the best of my ability. And, you know, I don't know what else I can do besides, you know, going and getting voice training in the whole 9 yards to be even better at this. So, but without further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.